And then, of course, you're building towards Saturday night, which is a real test for this lineup. They're going to be playing Toledo, and you can't make mistakes against them. Get yourself in a position that we were in on Tuesday night. Otherwise, you're not going to come back from a team with Toledo. So start out tonight. A couple of new players in the lineup again. A couple of more injuries. Batista out with an injury, and a lineup ready to go again.
All right, here we go. Komets and Cyclones. The puck is dropped, and we are underway. Fort Wayne Komets, they have got the puck. They bring it quickly into the Cincinnati zone. It's going to roll down into the Cincy corner down there by Atwell. Will pick it up, and he is going to be pushed off the play by Vail. And it comes along the far side, picked up by the Komets to the blue line. Weber with the shot, going to be knocked down before it gets through to Byzantine. And Binkley with a backhander into the zone. Up along the far side, Weber's going to step up. He's going to put that one on net, but he misses it wide. Comes up top of the blue line again. Binkley over to Vail. Vail cross-ice pass, comes up to the blue line, picked up by Weber. Here's a shot that's going to whistle wide. It's going to come down in the corner. And Binkley again there on the point is able to get it in deep. Atwell will chase after it. Comes up along the far side. He finally gets it out of there. And he brings it forward, moving on to the right wing into the Komet zone. It's played. Now back behind the net, it rolls. Brady Vail in there trying to fish it out. Comes up in front, up top of the blue line. Now back onto the far wing. Cyclones have got it in the Komet zone, and they go deep into the corner. Here's a shot that's going to go off the stick of Bartus. It was Seth Ambrose with that opportunity. The puck comes down into the corner. Now back along the near side. It's Kyle Thomas going to take a bump, and he's going to send it over onto the left wing for Mike Embach, who had a big night on Tuesday. Puck comes behind the net. Byzantine will play it up along the left wall, and it's going to be Reisling. Reisling to the blue line, got it poked away, and here's Sean Szydlowski. Getting it over onto the far boards. Mike Embach digging for it, cannot get to it. He's cut off. It's wheeled around up to the blue line where Frank Schumacher, back in the lineup after being released a couple of weeks ago, comes up along the far side. Now it rolls in front of the Cincinnati net, and the Komets cannot get a hold of it. Dyrampel with it up top of the blue line, up along the far side, and Dyrampel gets past Schumacher, coming down on Bartus, and he whips one wide. It'll just grab the screen, and that will get us a whistle.
Yeah, Bartus might have got a piece of that, deflected it wide, but a bit of a break down the left wing. The other defenseman cut across, kept him wide, made him take a bad angle shot, and Bartus was able to play the shot perfectly. Face-off in the Komet zone, line change by both teams. We played almost 2 minutes. Pretty good action so far, end-to-end.
Face out to the right of Bartus, and here's the puck drop. Peter LeBlanc will take it for Cincinnati, and it goes into the corner for Leonard. He's going to push it over to Dan Milan over onto the far wing, now up to the far side, and the Komets trying to get it out of their zone. Curtis Leonard picks it up. Back over onto the far boards. It's going to roll into the Cincinnati zone. Comes down here in the near corner, and it's going to be Mantha with it. Going to put it over onto the far side, and here's Desjardins trying to skate around his man in the corner in the form of Braden McNally. Now it comes up along the far side, and now off the glass. Cincinnati trying to get it free. Comes up to the top of the circle. The Cyclones have it, and they bring it back into the Komet zone. In on Bartus. Gets the blocker up. He's going to poke it into the corner, and back up along the near wall. Mantha gets bumped from behind, but he unloads the puck to David Friedman. He puts one in over high above the crossbar on the glass, doesn't get it in on net, and it goes down back behind the net as it's picked up by Cincinnati. Intercepted. Dyrampel in the corner, got it taken off the stick by Jamie Schaafsma, and Schaafsma will lose it. It's going to come all the way down to the Komet zone, far side near the Komet bench, rolls out near the face-off dot. It's rolling around, comes back out to center ice, and the Cyclones pick it up. They bring it over on side. Here's a shot. Bartus to save, and he'll hang on to it.
Yeah, shot from off the off wing, up high on the chest area. Bartus out the top of the crease, makes the save, holds onto the rebound, and that's one of the keys of goaltenders. Both goaltenders the Komets have to be able to handle those rebounds a little bit better.
7:02 to go, first period, no score between the Komets and the Cyclones. Face off to the left of Garrett Bartus in the Komet zone. And it will be Brady Vail on the face-off for the Komets.
It's a draw, guys.
And the puck is dropped, comes down into the corner for the captain. Schaafsma lost it in front. Here's a shot, knocked down before it got through. Still loose, and now it's picked up by the Komets. Turning the corner, bringing it back up as Schaafsma. He got decked as he brought the puck over the line, and we got
a penalty coming from it. Slashing.
Slash. Oh, Schaafsma, he just got laid out right at center ice right as he let the puck go to Kyle Thomas.
Cincinnati going to draw the penalty, a slashing penalty. Komets with power play coming up. That's a nice little break. The face-off will stay in the Cincinnati zone. We played 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Power play, Komets. Kazola was out there to take the draw.
Komets' sixth best power play in the ECHL, 22 goals on 107 chances this season.
They got a couple of the other night working the power play, so let's make it work again tonight.
And here is Mike Kazola, the leading scorer among rookies in the ECHL. Can't win the face-off, going to come down into the Komet zone. Bartus will stop it, and it's picked up by Binkley. He will move it forward. 10 seconds has gone off of the power play here as Thomas hits the red line, pushes it over on the left wing. Szydlowski will wheel one around. Comes up along the near side. Here's Binkley. Binkley goes downstairs for Kazola. Kazola on the right side, gets the space, drops it down low. Back in the corner, upstairs hits Binkley. Cross ice, has got Schaafsma one-timer.
Yeah, good play.
And a great save.
Yeah. Good movement by the Komets. Binkley over to Szydlowski. Szydlowski, rink wide pass right over here to Schaafsma, and a one-timer. Goaltender followed the play pretty well, got his body over, made the glove save on a give and go. Nice play by Komets, nice save.
Mark Byzantine, the starting goaltender for Cincinnati, gets tested on this power play. That was the first shot of the game for the Komets.
A good tested one, too. He was ready to go for that. Power play, Komets.
Faceoff will stay in the Cincinnati zone. Schaafsma in the circle. Gets tangled up, comes along the near side. And it comes out to Kyle Thomas. Thomas in front. Here's a shot, and he had a man in front. It was Schaafsma who got dumped again.
Tripped over.
Cyclones are able to clear it all the way down to Bartus. He will stop it, and he'll give it up to Binkley. Schaafsma still in there. Now he's going to come off pretty happy, I think, to get out of there right now. He's hit the ice twice. Here's Szydlowski dangling over the line. Comes along the right side. High slot. Here's Binkley. Got a man on him. Trying to get it to Kyle Thomas. A little too far out in front of him. But Thomas is able to get it in deep. Here's Kazola back behind the net. Kazola goes over to Friedman in the corner. Centers it. Have Thomas. Shoots and a save made. The puck is loose in the corner. Nice play by Byzantine. Got the left leg out up top of the blue line, and the Komets cannot hang on to it. It's going to come all the way down to Bartus.
Kyle Thomas right in tight on the net and couldn't get the puck up high enough.
So we are scoreless. 15:20 to go in the first. Komets have 30 seconds to go on the power play. Far side. Here is Leonard. Pushed it over to Vail. Vail now carries it over the line. Dishes over. Look for Leonard, and Leonard got it picked off by Hurd. Hurd will bring it down the left side. Tries to dangle around Curtis Leonard. Nice job by Leonard getting the puck off of his stick. Goes back behind the net for Desjardins with 9 seconds to go on the power play. Comes up along the right side, and here is Vail. Vail, right side again to Desjardins. Now to Friedman. Penalty over with. We're back to 5-on-5. Friedman to Vail. Up top in the high slot. Leonard back over left side. Here's the shot. Score! Desjardins!
Yep. They moved the puck around real well that time. 2 defensemen involved. Move it over here to the right side and back over to the other side. And that's where Desjardins is. Quick wrist shot from the angle. Beat the goaltender before he got himself set. Was not a power play goal. Was 5-on-5. Komets go ahead 1-0.
7th of the season for Gabriel Desjardins. Komets up 1-0. We'll be back. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WoWo.
When it comes to wings, everyone knows size does matter, and no one knows it better than Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. Wings Etc. has the biggest, meatiest, award-winning jumbo wings in town. Choose from 19 signature wing sauces, including our crazy hot habanero wall sauce. If you love wings and a whole menu of great food and kids' meal options, come to Wings Etc. for lunch, dinner, carry-out, and to watch your favorite sports all year long. Wings Etc. Good food, great times. Find all of our Fort Wayne area locations at wingsetc.com.
And now, back to Komet Hockey.
On Gabriel Desjardins' goal, and we're back to action here on Sweetwater Ice. Here's Szydlowski looking for more. Here's a shot. Score! Sean Szydlowski picks the top corner, and he scores again. Szydlowski.
Used the defenseman as a bit of a screen. He faked the shot, made a little move to his left. The defenseman moved over with him. When he shot the puck, it went right through the defenseman's legs. Screened the goaltender a little bit with a quick wrist shot on the stick side. And Szydlowski, another big goal.
19th of the season for Szydlowski. Picks that top corner. Komets up 2-0. 14:06 to go in the opening period. And this is the kind of start we need to get.
Yes, we do. Get ahead early and keep the lead all the way through this game. Szydlowski.
So the Komets have already equaled their total of goals they had against Cincinnati back on December 7th when they won in a shutout. So Szydlowski keeps things going, 5th goal in 2 games. As the Komets come down quickly in the Cincinnati zone. Here's Leonard with a shot. That's going to be knocked down. It's loose in front, going to be kicked over onto the right side and out of the zone. Coming down is Leonard at the blue line. Back up along the far side and back into the Cincinnati zone. It rolls. Cyclones wheel it around here on the right side. That's McNally with it. Goes cross ice. And it's going to be tipped at the blue line. Kyle Thomas quickly steals it back. Left side. Here is Vail. Vail's going to put it in the corner, and Kyle Thomas will chase after it. Up top of the blue line. Here's Binkley on the right point. Puts one in, and it's going to be knocked aside. Thomas goes in for it for the Komets. He's met there by Colin Mulvey. Upstairs the blue line. Now back to Brady Vail. Vail looking around, has got Binkley. Here's a shot that's going to be deflected into the corner. And back behind the net, it's Vail with it. Upstairs again, it's Binkley on the point. Binkley to Vail, now top of the circle. Cycles around over on the far side. Here's a shot, save made, and Vicentin will hang on to it.
That one from the far point over there. The defense pushed away from the net. Give Vicentin the chance to see the puck from the point. Down low, caught it, no rebound. Komets go ahead 2-0. Desjardins at 5:19. Szydlowski at 5:54. Desjardins 7th. Szydlowski's 19th for the season. 2-0 Komets early.
12:44 to go here in the first. Komets up 2-0. And the face-off to the right of Vicentin.
Yeah, this combination of Szydlowski and Embach back together this year. They haven't been together too much this year, but they are back in the lineup again with them this time. And Embach with another assist on Szydlowski's goal.
And those two finding the magic again they had a couple of years ago. As the Komets work with a 2-0 lead here at the Coliseum. Komets have got it in the Cincinnati zone here on the right side, and now it's going to be poked loose as the Komets have definitely dominated play here in this first period. As the Cyclones, very little offense here so far, just one shot on goal. Curtis Leonard back behind his own net, sends it over to Dan Milan. Now return pass to Leonard. He will set up behind his own net. And Leonard will take his time as he looks to bring it forward. Far side, feeds it up along the wall. Now a cross-ice pass deflected, but it comes right onto the stick of Milan. He will bring it into the Cincinnati zone here on the right side, puts it in front, knocked down. Stefan Thorne got a piece of it. Now didn't know where it was, comes up top of the blue line, and here come the Cyclones on the attack down the right side into the Komet zone. It's floated in front for Sims. He couldn't connect. Back up along the right side, going to be sent all the way back into the Cincinnati zone. Jacob Graves for the Cyclones tries to get it in deep, but it's going to be intercepted by Mike Embach. Embach over on the far side. Sends it over to Sean Szydlowski. Sid over to Schumacher at his own blue line. Return pass to Sid. He will bring it back to the middle of the ice. Dishes to the left side. Now they get it over onside. Szydlowski will cycle it around. Comes back behind the net. Chased by Cazzola. Comes over onto the right side. Ambrose has got it for Cincinnati. And he's able to get it over the line. Backhander all the way down into the Komet zone. Into the corner. It is going to be Mike Embach picking it up. Embach in the corner. Pushed up against the glass by Seth Ambrose. Up on the far side. And it's going to be picked up by the Komets, but poked there at the blue line as Embach, look at this, fights for it and gets it out of the zone, but he loses it at center ice, but it's picked back up by Frank Schumacher. Up along the far wall, and trickle into the Cincinnati zone. And here's McNally back behind his own net, throws it out to Hurd on the left side. They get it into the Komet zone, and the Komets will chase it. Will Weber spins it off the boards, comes over to Cazzola near the Komet bench. Cross-ring pass picked up by the captain, Jamie Schaafsma, over the blue line. Comes up along the far side, and he is going to have it poke checked away. Now it comes high off the glass where it's going to be knocked down by Weber. And it's going to be all the way back into the Komet zone under the skate of Weber, and it's picked up by Binkley. Off the end boards it goes to Weber, far side, right at the blue line, and the Komets are able to get it free. Brady Vail poke check, but it goes right to Kyle Thomas, tries to stick handle around the defenseman, and it's taken off of his stick. Comes on the far side. Here is Hurd. He will float one into the Komet zone. Going for it is going to be Will Weber. Spins it around, gives it over to Vail. And now Vail to going to be the captain, Schaafsma, far side. He brings it into the Komet zone, drops it back behind him, looking for Thomas, but the pass was behind him. And the Komets, they get it back again. Here's Vail. Vail coming down.
In, man in front.
Puts it in front, and it goes just wide. Back onto the right side. Spun around, back behind the net. Here is Desjardins, who has got a goal tonight, up along the far side. We're about halfway gone here in the first period. Komets lead it 2-0. Into the corner, Leonard to Dan Milan, up along the far side, got it intercepted. Now the Cyclones setting up here. Here's a missed shot off the stick of Atwald, comes down into the corner and back behind the net. Dan Milan whips it around, going to be caught up along the near wall by Jacob Graves. Graves gets loose, comes up top of the blue line. Here's a shot, and looks like Bartus got a piece of it. Comes down into the corner, back up along the near side. Cyclones buzzing here, comes up to the blue line where Friedman wrestles it free. Going to be kicked over the line up along the far boards. And the Cyclones will get it into the Komet end right at the blue line, but not for long. Komets get it back. Now it's pushed aside at the red line, and here's Walsh with it. Here's a shot, and Bartus with the save.
Angle shot from off the far side, down low into the pads. Bartus makes the save, no rebound, and the Komets get the whistle. A line change they're looking for right now.
And we get to a timeout on the ice. We'll be back. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Tim Hortons holiday treats? Oh, but there's so many. Okay, stay focused, Dave. Remember, it's for the office. Okay, definitely one peppermint hot chocolate, red velvet muffin. Ooh, I want a cinnamon bun iced coffee.
And some mint chip Timbits, and a gingerbread ice cap, and chocolate mint-filled cookie with peppermint bark.
Come into Tim Hortons and let our holiday treats bring out the child in you at participating U.S. restaurants for a limited time.
I'll just take one of each, thanks. It's for the office.
Ready for a new apartment? You don't have to look far. St. Joe Place has everything you could ever want in an apartment complex. Internet, cable, washer and dryer. It's all included in your monthly rent. There's also a basketball court, an outdoor grilling area, pool and hot tub, and the list goes on and on. St. Joe Place is leasing 2- and 4-bedroom apartments and now offering 3 bedrooms. Living at St. Joe Place Apartments, you'll quickly realize how great the staff and apartments really are. Call 444-3000 or visit stjoeplace.com. Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Colligan & Company in Fort Wayne.
We have got 8:42 to go here in the first period. Shane Alberani and Robbie Irons with you here tonight. Shots in the game are 5-3 in favor of the Komets, but the Komets have got the lead on the scoreboard 2-0 as we're going to drop the puck in the Komet zone. Tied up on the circle. Now it comes up top to the blue line where it's controlled by the Cyclones. It's a shot that's going to be knocked down before it gets through to Bartus. Now knocked down at the blue line, and Cincinnati's offside. Schumacher gathers it up, and he sends it forward to Kazola. Now Szydlowski overskates. The puck was rolling on him a bit, and it comes down to the blue line where Mike Embach there picks it up, and he's going to send it over to Kyle Follmer. Follmer to Schumacher, right side to Szydlowski. Comes off the boards, and back at the blue line. And now it's going to come all the way back into the Komet zone, where Follmer will retreat backwards into his own territory, picks it up, gives it up to Mike Embach. Far side, it's Szydlowski. He's going to ring one around, comes over onto the right wing in the Cincinnati zone, comes off the boards, up top of the blue line. Here's Binkley, catches up to it, gets it down low into the corner. Gazzola looks around. He's pinned up against the glass, comes all the way upstairs. Here's the shot that's going to be deflected. Comes down to the far corner. Sean Szydlowski with it. Sid comes up top of the blue line. Binkley, right side, puts a net, and a save made, and Byzantine will hang on to it.
That's a sick shot by the Komets. They seem to have had a lot more play in the Cincinnati zone and puck control in the Cincinnati zone, but not resulting in a lot of shots. It's resulted in 2 good shots. That's got them a 2-0 lead, but very good forechecking by the Komets and controlling the puck and play very well tonight.
7:35 to go, first period. Komets up 2-0. And here's the face-off in the Cincinnati zone. Puck comes into the corner. Kyle Thomas going for it in the corner. Got some help in there in the form of Brady Vail. Comes up along the near side. And Hurd is able to get it out of there. Binkley stands this man up at the center line. Comes off the boards, but still picked up. Coming down the left side, here are the Cyclones on the attack. They come back behind the net. Brandon McNally lost the puck to Binkley. Comes high off the glass. And that one's going to catch the Komet bench, and we'll have a whistle and a face-off.
Komets, of course, back at it Saturday night. Toledo in town, 7:30 game. Big game New Year's Eve, everybody get out here. A lot of tickets been sold so far.
Over 7,000. So it will be
Fill it up.
Big crowd.
Should be a good game, Toledo and Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne got a little momentum right now. Nice big win the other night, 8-6. And they got up to a good start right here. They've got to play 3 solid periods, though.
Komets got 4 goals in the 3rd period on Tuesday, and that was the 5th time we've gotten 4 goals in a period. So getting real good at scoring in bunches. Cincinnati, they own the puck, and they're going to bring it into the Komets zone. Will Weber up along the far side. Desjardins gives it a kick, and he will flatten it out. And now he gets a little bit of space as he goes back behind his goaltender, Bartus. Puts it over to Binkley. Binkley dances around behind the net, is able to get it over to Weber. Weber goes off the boards hard, gets it out to, it's going to be Stefan Thorne. Thorne looks for someone to give it to. Oh, Desjardins got a stick lifted by McNally, and it comes along the far side. Here comes Cincinnati. They drop it back over the blue line. Here's a shot. Save made, left the rebound out, but it's going to be cleared away. Jacob Graves grabs it for Cincinnati, and the Cyclones try and regroup. Sean O'Donnell for Cincinnati plays it off the boards, but Leonard is there for the Komets. Far side, here's Cazzola off the boards, and it's picked up by the Cyclones. They bring it forward, 2-on-2 as they cross over the blue line. Coming in on Bartus. Here's a shot. Save made. Came off the stick of Dominic Zombo, and it's going to be cleared away. Sean Szydlowski breaking, got the puck. He's onside. Goes through 2 defenders on the pass, but it's going to be intercepted and coming back the other way. And now down into the corner, it's O'Donnell. Back behind the net, and it's picked up by the Komets with 5:47 to go in the first. Far side, here is Cazzola trying to put it on the stick of Szydlowski. It's going to be broken up, and it comes back behind the net.
Embach after it.
Skips over Embach's stick, comes down into the corner, and now up along the left side, Hurd has got it. Hurd puts it on his backhand. Out of McNally, now it comes all the way into the Komet zone, back into the corner. It's Follmer, far side. Szydlowski has it, dances around one check, and now he's still on his feet as he gets it down low, back behind the net to Follmer. Pokes aside, comes to Schumacher, and Schumacher will play it for the Komets up on the far side. Here's Szydlowski. Going to float one back in. Reisling is back for Cincinnati. He will play it up along the near side, and it's going to come down to Schumacher. He will pick it up. He will go back behind his own net. Now retreats, gives it up to Binkley, or that's Follmer rather. Follmer, far side pass. And here is Schaafsma. Going to wheel one off the boards. Byzantine will have to play it, as we're under 5 to go here in the first. Puck comes down on the right side. Here comes Cincinnati. Here's a shot, and it's going to go wide. Comes up top of the blue line. Back on the near side, and now into the corner. Picked up by the Cyclones. Up top of the blue line. Here's a shot. Bartus to save. Rebound. Bartus picks it up again. It's still loose, however. Here's the centering pass. Another shot and another save. Garrett Bartus. 3 big saves right in a row with 4:26 to go in the first. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WoWo.
This is Scrap Chat with Max Hall, reminding you that while all metal has value, not all metal recyclers value you. At OmniSource, guys like me tell you what your metal's worth and how to make it worth even more the next time. Because we grind up and spit out scrap, not customers. Find freight advice and fair payment at an OmniSource yard near you in the Fort Wayne area. For locations and a list of metals we buy, visit OmniSource.com or call 855-OmniBuy, 855-666-4289.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
2-0, but Garrett Bartus making 3 big saves. They're letting the rebounds out again, Robbie.
Yep. Control the rebounds, guys. Defense got to help them. Be aware.
4:14 to go in the first. It's 2-0 Komets. And here's a shot on Bartus again. That's going to go wide. Cincinnati now leads in shots 8-6. Up along the near side. And down in the Komet zone. Here's Stefan Thorne, backhander out, and he gets it out to Desjardins. Desjardins on the far side, floats it forward, going to come down into the corner. Jacob Graves is there, plays it up along the far wall, and back to Hurd, and he will bring it ahead. Now left side, here's a shot, save made, another rebound comes out, and it's still controlled, and that one goes wide. Cincinnati.
Play the body, guys, in our own zone.
Comes up along the near side. The Cyclones getting some action here in the Komet zone. It's going to be O'Donnell. Comes back out to the center line. Now dropping backwards, the Cyclones have it. Far side.
Penalty coming up to the Komets.
And it's going to roll into the Comet zone. Going to be touched up. And the Komets will go in the penalty box for the first time tonight. Going to be a roughing call. We'll be back. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
Yeah, Szydlowski.
Hey, Comet fans, we know you'll cheer for the Chevy and GMC pickup trucks made right here in Allen County. The 2017s are at the dealerships now with features that other trucks can only dream of. Chevy and GMC full-size pickup trucks have been assembled by union labor in Northeast Indiana for over 30 years. They are made by the proud men and women of UAW Local 2209. American-made quality and workmanship are the cornerstones of the United Auto Workers. That quality can be in your hands when you stop by your Chevy and GMC dealer to test drive your next truck.
This is Comet Hockey.
Cyclones, 24th ranked power play in the league, as the Komets 13th in the league in the penalty kill department. Komets up 2-0, and we've got 3 minutes to go in the period and a 1:42 to go in the power play for Cincinnati.
Stay up on them, guys. Don't let them walk in.
Canotto will bring it across the blue line. He's sitting up against the glass, comes down into the corner, and he wraps around the board. It's going to come all the way down into the neutral zone. Canotto has got it at the red line, sends it forward to LeBlanc. He can't do much with it, but he gets it back right at the point. Komets can't fish it out of there. Thomas made a bid for it, but it comes over to Canotto. On the far side, picked up Canotto with a big shot. That one's going to go wide. Comes up along the near wall and now down in the corner. Cyclones gets the space out there as Shane Walsh walking in. Walsh on the right side comes up top the blue line. Here's a shot. Knocked down in front. Thomas blocked it, but he couldn't get a piece of it. Comes in front. Look at Bartus shutting the door.
Yep. Right
in front of the net. Two big saves to keep it a 2-0 lead.
And again, in too tight, nobody playing the body. They were stick checking at each other, and fortunately, Bartus was able to get over there, get the pad slammed against the post, and held on pretty tight. But the defense has got to play the body. They can't let that guy take two whacks at it like they did there. That was Sean O'Donnell right there on the doorstep. He came off the ice shaking his head a little bit. 2-0 is the score. Komets with the lead. Still on a penalty kill here for the next 54 seconds. Puck in the Komet zone. Binkley from his knees is able to unload it to Embach, and he will send it down the length of the ice. It will be stopped by Byzantine, and he will give it up back behind the net. And here come the Cyclones. They'll bring it ahead with 35 seconds to go on the power play. Near side into the corner. Mulvey gets crunched by Will Weber. Weber body, guys. Cyclones off the play, and it comes to Mike Embach. Hang him around. 2-on-2 as they cross over the blue line, coming up along the far side. Embach's pass a little bit too tall for Cazzola, and it's picked up by McNally. We'll bring it over the blue line. Still on a power play for the next 10 seconds. Up top to the blue line. Now moving over on the right side. Here's a shot. Bartus rebound. Left another rebound out there, but it goes right onto the tape of Cazzola. He will send it down to Embach. We're 5-on-5. Down into the corner. All even, guys. 5-on-5. We've got 1:18 to go in the first. Now back behind the net. Jordan Sims gets bumped from behind by Brady Vail. Vail has got it. Far side. And Vail comes to Schumacher. Here's a shot. On the net. Nice shot.
And it comes down in the corner. Rebound controlled by Friedman. Upstairs. Schumacher. Cross-ice pass. And Follmer will get it in deep. Goes back behind the net. And it's picked up by the Cyclones. Off the board, stopped by Schumacher. He will get it back behind the Cincinnati net. And now down in the corner. Atwell wins that battle as he sends it over to Reisling back at the blue line. Komets keep it in, however. Here we go. It's Vail. Vail setting something up. Coming in front, shoots. A save made. Still loose in front. Komets pick it back up again. Vail back to Schumacher. Rips one in, and he just missed it. Goaltender never saw that one. Comes on the right side. And look at this. Follmer. He gets run over by Nick Hurd. And Follmer is going to take exception to that. And we have got a big dance here near the Cincinnati bench. Everybody's involved. Bodies flying everywhere. Kyle Thomas. Friedman is in there.
Everybody
Kyle Follmer,
grabbing
look
on
at
to
this.
everybody.
Everybody's throwing punches. And here's Atwell. Going to go at it with Friedman. And Atwell will drop the gloves. He gets two shots on Freddie. Now he pulls Freddie's jersey over him. And Atwell still plugging away. Friedman trying to get a little bit of leverage. Atwell's got a few inches on him. Everybody's broken up, but these two have squared off, and now Friedman will break free. Linesmen don't have to come in and get them apart. They will clear up on their own.
That was
well, that got out of hand quickly.
Yeah. Well, the Comet defenseman Follmer, he stood up at the blue line, and he had to bend down to stop the puck with his hand. When he bent down low, the Cincinnati player run right over him. And then that's when Freeman come in. He jumped on top of it. Somebody else come in, and before you know it, you had all 5 players from each team in the scrap, pushing and shoving. A couple of punches thrown as we get the last one at the end there. And that's about the only scrap we're going to get, with probably 5 for fighting. Kyle Thomas was trying to get into it too, but I don't think that there turned into much.
All right, we'll take a break as we sort this out. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
We all have our mountains. The challenge is to push us further. At Coors Light, our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. That's why all of our breweries cold lager, to give Coors Light its signature crisp taste. It's why we cold filter to ensure brilliance and clarity. And it's why we package cold to seal in Coors Light's refreshing flavor. Because we believe every climb deserves a refreshing finish. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Great beer, great responsibility.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
We are still sorting this out as a big melee took place right in front of the Cincinnati bench, and it really did. It got out of hand very quickly as Kyle Follmer just got ran over. He just got plowed. He was actually on his knees, and that's what started it, as Follmer jumped up, and I think it was 41 Dominic Zombo who ran him over, and then the next thing you know, everybody just jumps in the dog pile, and it just broke loose.
Yeah, Kyle Thomas got in there like it was sort of like, you went after my buddy, I'm going after yours, and that's the guy's going after him. And then they started protecting each other, and everybody grabbing and pulling and pushing, and a lot of fighters on the ice at that time.
I'm not sure how many fights
nobody
David
took
Friedman
control of the situation
David
and
Friedman
started popping. But everybody come out of it all right. We'll get a couple of penalties. They'll get a couple of penalties, and we'll see who gets the 5.
But everybody's sticking up for each other. Good job by David Friedman dropping him and squaring off with Atwall, who is a little bit bigger than him.
Well, we got 5 against 5 on the ice with 11 seconds left, so the penalties will be offsetting. We'll just have to find out what they go. Oh, here's another one we got.
We're going to drop the gloves. It is going to be Szydlowski.
And who's he going? He's got to be going after their big guy.
Squaring off with number 16. That's Sean O'Donnell. And look at Szydlowski pounding away at O'Donnell. Another right. 3 rights in a row. Now another one. And he is going to drop O'Donnell. O'Donnell somehow on his feet. Here's a left by Szydlowski. Another left. And both of them come to center ice. And Szydlowski drops them.
That's a pretty good one right there. That's a major league fight right there. They both went at each other pretty good. Szydlowski with the right nailed him about 3 times, and then the Cincinnati player come back with a couple of shots. Szydlowski changed hands, another couple of shots, and they finally wrestled each other to the ground. And there's 2 tired hockey players right there as they went at it pretty good.
And that's how you do it. I think those 2 guys said this is how you square up. They dropped the gloves, and boy, they just matched shot for shot there. Szydlowski got in tight.
They keep those helmets on, and boy, oh boy, that's got to hurt the knuckles when you bang those again. O'Donnell was going to, they had to go, Sean O'Donnell.
O'Donnell got one uppercut in there. You saw Sid's head snap back, but Szydlowski quickly got back at it and was pounding away at O'Donnell.
Well, that was 0.6 seconds. Oh, here we go. Here's
and another one.
Who's this? This is the Komets.
It's going to be Ambrose for Cincinnati, and he is in there with Dan Milan, and Milan will drop him. And here we go.
I don't know if Milan's much of a
and Milan gets taken down quickly.
Yeah, he's not a heavyweight. So that one very quickly. This is all 11.6 seconds. We played 1 second. We've had 2 big scraps. So they're matching up pretty good right now. So Milan, welcome to Fort Wayne, guys.
And Milan looks to be a little shaken up on that.
His hand, he looked like he went in there, jabbed his wrist on one of the punches. That'll finish you in a hurry.
See it on the replay here. Milan with Ambrose, and Milan had his head tucked down. He was kind of going at it blindly, but Ambrose took him hard down to the ice, so maybe he injured himself hitting the ice.
Well, here we go. We'll get started now, everybody. Maybe they've run out of tough guys.
I think we're all set here. 4 seconds. The puck finally drops, and no more scraps. And that will do it for period number 1. Well, we'll see if Dan Milan is okay. Komets can ill afford to lose another defenseman, but quite the first period. Komets put up 2 goals and a lot of action in those final 12 seconds or so, as we had 3 fights in the final 12 seconds.
Well, a bit of a 5-on-5 brawl, and then, of course, they square off Szydlowski and O'Donnell, and then, of course, the last one. So they're getting the air cleared right now. Hopefully they're right back to hockey in the next period as the Komets take a 2-0 lead. Pretty solid period from scoring. They do get outshot 12-8 in the period with some pretty good shots. They had the one power play that sort of got the momentum going for them. And then that was the one that opened up as at 5:19. Desjardins got his 7th of the season. That opened it up. Good period.
Both teams having some opportunities. Garrett Bartus, starting goaltender, looked sharp, left a couple of rebounds out there, but he had some opportunities where he made 2 or 3 saves right in a row, and that's something that we were talking in the break, Robbie, that these guys have got to come in and help him out on those rebounds. Yeah, they've got to come back a little tighter so that when the puck is in, the rebound goes right by the defenseman. Your forwards are between the defenseman and the puck before the other team can jump in between you and get that open space and the clean shot on the net again. All right, we are going to the first intermission. Komets are up 2-0. We'll be back. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
The puck has dropped on another Komet season. And what better way to get ready to watch the K's than with a pregame party? Aunt Millie's Buns and Rolls and your party spread will put the biscuit in the basket for your guests. To face off with some great sandwich ideas for your party, visit AuntMillie's.com. Whatever you put inside the sandwich, it's always a winner when you include Aunt Millie's Buns and Rolls. And speaking of winners, go Komets!
Here's some good policy from your local agent and Auto Owners Insurance. When your insurance policy comes from us, it comes with something extra, a real person. Don't buy from an insurance company with an 800 number and a voicemail menu. Auto Owners Insurance operates exclusively through local independent agencies here to help you 24/7. Now that's good policy.
For all your insurance needs, visit Colligan & Company in Fort Wayne. And now back to Komet Hockey.
Period here at the Coliseum in front of a big house here on Sweetwater Ice. Komets and Cyclones 2-0 at the end of the first period of play. That is where we were at the end of 3 periods of play. The last time these two teams met up on December 7th in Cincinnati. Komets won that one in a shutout. Garrett Bartus was the starting goaltender that night, and he is in there again tonight, and he has been playing very well and has his team up 2-0. Komet fans, come out here on New Year's Eve. If you've never taken part in a Komets New Year's Eve game, do it this year. It is the 60th edition of this game as the Komets will take on the Toledo Walleye, the first place Toledo Walleye, as the Komets looking to make their push towards first place. Again, the 60th edition of this game. The Komets are 40-15-5 during those games on New Year's Eve, and it will be the 11th time the Komets have hosted Toledo. Already 7,000 tickets are already sold for that game, so we are expecting a huge night. Get free rally towels, and also the first 5,000 fans will receive free noisemakers as well. As we ring in the new year, coming up this Saturday, New Year's Eve, 7:30 start time against the Toledo Walleye. We will take a break. We're in the first intermission. You are listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Life can be unpredictable. One minute everything's fine. In the next, you have a kid with a fever and it's already past 5. That's when you need Parkview First Care. We have extended hours, including evenings and weekends, convenient locations, and Parkview Physicians Group providers to make your whole family feel better. When you can't wait to see your doctor, go to the walk-in clinic that's part of the PPG community of care. Parkview First Care. Get in, get better, get going.
If you're looking for a way to see the Komets for less, then you'll want to read all about it. Find coupons on Komet ads in print editions of the Journal-Gazette and News Sentinel for seats in the Fort Wayne newspaper's extra section for only $8. Save $5 per ticket with your extra section coupon. For more information, check the latest edition of the Journal-Gazette or News Sentinel, or visit Fort Wayne Newspapers downtown on Main Street. Pick up your coupon today for extra special savings on the Komets, courtesy of the Fort Wayne Newspapers Extra section.
When it comes to wings, everyone knows size does matter, and no one knows it better than Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. Wings Etc. has the biggest, meatiest, award-winning jumbo wings in town. Choose from 19 signature wing sauces, including our crazy hot habanero wall sauce. If you love wings and a whole menu of great food and kids meal options, come to Wings Etc. for lunch, dinner, carry out, and to watch your favorite sports all year long. Wings Etc. Good food, great times. Find all of our Fort Wayne area locations at wingsetc.com.
Time for the Tim Hortons Coffee Break Intermission Report. Presented by Tim Hortons, the official coffee and donuts of the Komets.
Back live at the Memorial Coliseum. Shane Alvarani and Robbie Irons with you here tonight as the Komets are up 2-0 on the Cincinnati Cyclones, as the Komets looking to make it 2 in a row after that big win here on home ice on Tuesday against Indianapolis. Taking a look at the scoring here tonight, and it has been very action-filled here this evening. Komets get 2 goals. First one from Gabriel Desjardins at 5:19. That was his 7th of the season, and the Komets up 1-0 at that point. Vail and Leonard the assist, and then Szydlowski, he keeps his hot streak going. 19th of the season. 5:54 was the time in the first period. It was even strength as Mike Embach and Kyle Follmer with the assist. Vincentine, the goaltender for Cincinnati, seen 8 shots, made 6 saves, and Garrett Bartus, a perfect 12 for 12 in the first 20 minutes of play. Each team 0 for 1 on the power play, but a lot of penalties handed out. As let's see here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 6 fighting majors in that first period. 19 minutes and all in penalties. Both teams had 5 infractions to give us that score of 2-0. We are in the middle of the first intermission between the Komets and the Cyclones. We'll be back. You're listening to Komet Hockey on Lowell.
Don't just think of it as half off late night apps at Applebee's. It's half off the after party, half off the first date, half off girls' night. Late night half-priced apps, only at Applebee's. Don't just think of it as half off late night apps at Applebee's. It's half off the after party, half off the first date, half off girls' night. Late night half-priced apps, only at Applebee's.
I bank with Fifth Third because I like to be one step ahead. I RSVP before I receive the invitation. When psychics want to know their future, they consult me. And because I know things before they happen, I'm the undefeated world champion at rock, paper, scissors. That's why I get Fifth Third instant alerts from Fifth Third Bank. They monitor my account for suspicious activity, make it easier to track my money, and help protect me from fraud before it happens. I'm already up on the fashion trends for 2017. Hope you like acid wash jeans. Every February, groundhogs ask me when spring will arrive. And sometimes I carry an umbrella on perfectly sunny days because I know things meteorologists don't.
Stay one step ahead with award-winning Fifth Third Instant Alerts and protect yourself from fraud before it happens. Instant Alerts, one of the ways Fifth Third Bank works hard to earn your business. Open a checking account today. $50 minimum deposit to open a checking account. Member FDIC.
Keep your staff connected with Motorola two-way radios from ERS OCI Wireless, like the Komets do. ERS OCI Wireless is located on Earth Drive in Fort Wayne. They're a Motorola partner providing wireless voice and data systems to public safety, education, healthcare, and enterprise customers throughout Indiana for the past 68 years. Reach out to ERS OCI Wireless at 260-747-0584. That's 260-747-0584 or online at www.ers-oci.com.
WOWOAM, WMEE, HD2,
Fort Wayne.
Time for the Tim Hortons Coffee Break Intermission Report. Presented by Tim Hortons, the official coffee and donuts of the Komets.
live at the Memorial Coliseum. Shane Albarani and Robbie Irons here tonight, and it has been a spirited game to say the least between the Komets and the Cyclones. 2-0 is the score. Komets with the lead, and if you're just joining us, the Komets made 2 acquisitions earlier today as they sent off future considerations for defenseman Kyle Flemington of the Wheatley Nailers. We saw Flemington here a couple of weeks ago when the Nailers were in town, and Flemington is a big guy, goes 6'7", 227. He dropped the gloves with Cody Soul that night, as Cody Soul still on the shelf at least for another week. Also coming into the fray is going to be PJ Musico, a goaltender. So the Komets will have 3 goaltenders on the roster, as Musico has not come to town yet. Hopefully both players will be here in time for the game on Saturday against Toledo, as Musico is being acquired from Greenville, where he only played 1 game. But last season, he was the goaltender of choice down the stretch for the Quad City Mallards. So Musico certainly has gotten some substantial minutes in the ECHL. And if you're looking to stay up on all the information I just gave out, you can download the new Komets mobile app that is now available for Apple and Android devices. Get game day alerts, the latest news stories, roster updates, player bios, and a lot more. Search Komets in the App Store or Google Play today. We will be back in the middle of the first intermission. Komets up 2-0. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WoWo.
It's Ryan and Casey from Glummer Dodge Car Jeep Ram, and we're having a year-end clearance stock the lot blowout sale.
That's right, Ryan. We're having a stock the lot sale. We need your car. We're going to give you top dollar for it.
We also have over 50% off MSRP on 2015 and 2016 demoed vehicles in stock.
Have credit issues? It doesn't matter, Glummer Dodge. No matter what your credit situation is, we're going to get you approved today at historically low rates.
That's awesome, Casey. We also have great deals on new and used vehicles with payments starting at just $59 a month. $59 a month.
During our stock the lot sale, we're taking $10,000 off all remaining new 2016 Ram trucks.
When you come, you'll see the largest selection of certified pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area, all with factory-backed warranty protection.
So come see us today for a top dollar year-end appraisal.
That's right. We're stocking the lot so you can save big at Glummer Dodge Car Jeep Ram under the giant American flag on Coliseum Boulevard, and always online at GlummerDodge.com.
Are you looking for a great way to entertain family, friends, clients, or employees? Or just treat yourself to a night of entertainment? Luxury suites or club seats at the Memorial Coliseum can be exactly what you're looking for. Whether it's a Fort Wayne Komet hockey game or other sporting event, a concert or family show, suites and club seats at the Coliseum are available on a single event basis. Amazing food and drinks delivered right to your seat. You'll never miss a moment of the action. Call the Premium Seating Office, 260-480-2186. About the suites and club seats at the Memorial Coliseum. Time for the Tim Hortons Coffee Break Intermission Report. Presented by Tim Hortons, the official coffee and donuts of the Komets.
Checking the Meyer out-of-town scoreboard in the ECHL tonight. A light schedule here on this Thursday. Just one other game going on. Florida all over Atlanta. Down Atlanta tonight. 4-1 is the score. Everblades with the lead. And that does it for the games tonight. But we can take a look at the standings as we head towards 2017. The Komets with an opportunity to get into second place with a victory tonight. Tulsa, they are idle this evening, so that will give the Komets 39 points to Tulsa's 38 points. As Tulsa, they have played 32 games. The Komets 28, not including this one, so Tulsa with a couple games in hand. But everybody chasing the Toledo Walleye, everybody in the entire league. As Toledo 47 points, they lead the Central Division, and they are atop of the ECHL as well. Komets trying to chase the get rid of the Quad City Mallards, rather, as they are chasing the Komets. Quad City right now just 1 point behind the Komets, and they are idle tonight. Quad City and Fort Wayne back at it in Quad City on January 4th. That is next Wednesday. And everybody in the division are behind Quad City and Fort Wayne. It's Kalamazoo, Wichita, and Indianapolis. Indianapolis, after losing the game here on Tuesday night, that was their 13th in a row. They went to Quad City where they dropped it in a shootout, so it's 14 straight losses for the Indianapolis Fuel. They just have 8 wins on the season. Don't forget the simple savings you get with Meyer M-Perks digital coupons and rewards. Sign up today at mperks.meyer.com. We're in the middle of the first intermission, and we will take a break. You are listening to Comet Hockey on WoWo.
Driving down the road and your car dies at the light. You know you've got to make it here, cause we can make it right. Bumping down the road, transmission's about to blow. We're the ones to fix it right. We're the name to know. Russ Moore Transmission. We're here to get you going.
If you suspect a transmission problem, come in and talk to the trusted leader in customer service for over 50 years, Russ Moore Transmission.
Russ Moore Transmission. We're here to get you going.
Call Russ Moore at 482-9414. We're on Coliseum Boulevard West and in Warsaw. Or visit us at russmore.com.
With 22 locations throughout the state, Ruoff Home Mortgage is proud of our hometown Komets team and proud of our roots. For more than 30 years, we've helped thousands of Hoosier families establish their roots with a mortgage loan. When you need a mortgage that is simple and straightforward from a name you can trust, be sure to stop by any of our offices or go to www.ruoff.com. Ruoff Home Mortgage is licensed by the Indiana DFI, license 10994. This is not an offer for extension of credit or commitment to lend. Equal housing lender.
Hi, Comet fans. This is head coach Gary Graham. Everyone at Texas Roadhouse would like to give a big yee-haw to the Komets and their fans for voting Texas Roadhouse as the best steak in Fort Wayne. And as a thank you, just come in and visit Texas Roadhouse on game nights and receive your complimentary blossom when you wear your favorite Comet jersey. Check out the Comet Corner at Texas Roadhouse, home of the fall-off-the-bone ribs and hearty steaks, made from scratch sides, fresh baked bread, ice-cold beer, and legendary margaritas. Be there on game days with your favorite K's jersey and receive your free blossom from the Texas Roadhouse. Go Komets.
Time for the Tim Hortons Coffee Break Intermission Report. Presented by Tim Hortons, the official coffee and donuts of the Komets.
At the Coliseum, Komets up 2-0. They get goals from Gabriel Desjardins and Sean Szydlowski. Desjardins 7th of the season, Szydlowski's 19th. As Garrett Bartus, right now he's seen all 12 shots. He's seen 12 shots, and he's turned all 12 away in front of a big house here at the Coliseum. One more break, and the second period is coming up. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WoWo.
On the ice, on the court, or on the field, the Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are there to provide complete orthopedic care for injured athletes or weekend warriors. Fort Wayne Orthopedics and the Orthopedic Hospital of Lutheran Health Network, official sports medicine provider for the Komets and an integral part of Fort Wayne sports for over 20 years. Go where the pros go. The Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are a dedicated team of sports medicine specialists, licensed trainers, and therapists, specially trained to keep you in the game.
I bank with Fifth Third because I don't wait for anything. To get downstairs faster, I replace my staircase with a fireman's pole. For me, every hour is rush hour, and the early bird never gets the worm because I beat him to it. Yes, I don't wait for anything. That's why I use the faster mobile app from Fifth Third Bank, which lets me do things like check my balance without logging in. To save time, I put zippers on my button-down shirts. I tune into game shows just for the lightning rounds, and my high school graduation speech was quite brief. In fact, it was a haiku.
Bright future awaits. Never surrender. Dream big. Congratulations.
Take the weight out of banking with Fifth Third Bank's faster mobile app, which lets you check your balance without logging in, transfer funds with fewer taps, and deposit checks without pushing a button. Mobile banking, one of the ways Fifth Third Bank works hard to earn your business. Visit a banking center or 53.com to open a checking account today. $50 minimum deposit to open a checking account. Member FDIC.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
Back live at the Coliseum, Shane Alberani and Robbie Irons here tonight. And Robbie, it was a spirited first period. We got a team picture down there in the sin bins right now.
Yeah, they're still on 5-on-5. All the penalties are pretty well fighting penalties, so they're all matched up with each other. But we're back to 5-on-5 in a pretty good period. Komets leading 2-0.
And play continues here on Sweetwater Ice. Puck comes into the Comet zone. Here's a shot. That'll be deflected into the safety screen, and we'll get a quick whistle. And a face-off coming up. just underway here in the second period. As the Komets look to make it 2 in a row. Things are looking good so far. 2-0 is the score. Faced off to the right of Garrett Bartus.
Yeah, Komet bench looks a little empty right now with about 6 spaces to sit down on the bench. So you got plenty of empty over there right now as they're all in the penalty box.
Komets have got the puck. Jamie Schaafsma with a backhander can't get it out of the zone. Here's a shot on Bartus. Got the right leg out, left the rebound out, but the Komets are able to gather it up, but they cough it up in front, but it goes to Jamie Schaafsma. Comes in to help out. He skates right in front of his own net, sends it over to Kyle Thomas. Thomas gets it over to Vail. Touch pass over to Schaafsma. Back on the right side. Here's a shot, and Vicentina will glove it down and get a whistle.
Faceoff will be in the Cincinnati zone. Line changes by both teams. Boy, when they do that, leaves 2 players on the bench to make a full line change.
Face off to the right of Vicentina, and we'll have to keep an eye on Dan Milan. Has not been out on the ice yet since he had that fight at the tail end of the period.
Yeah, they got
injured himself.
Yeah, they got 3 guys in the box. We got 2, so either Milan's getting treated too, or we'll see if he comes back.
Comes down back behind the net where it's picked up by Posta for Cincinnati. Comes up along the right side. He will bring it into the Komet zone. It'll roll down to Bartus, and he will just play it safe, put it in his pocket, and get a whistle. A little slower start here in this second period than we had the first.
Komets were outshot 12-8 in that period, but had most of territorial play, handled the puck very well. 2 good shots, one by Desjardins and one by Szydlowski was the only scoring in the period.
Face off to left of Bartus, and it's going to be Cazzola to take it.
What are we waiting for?
Now Cazzola gets in there, squares up, and the puck is dropped. Won by the Cyclones. Coming up top of the circle. Moving over onto the right side, it's Posta. Got it taken away by Desjardins. And Desjardins left it right at the blue line. Looking to go backwards to Leonard. Leonard gets hacked on the play. Comes up to Schumacher. Komets can't clear it. Top of the circle down in front of the net. Here's the shot. Going to go wide. Back behind the net again. Into the corner. Now back up top to the point. Posta holds it in. Here's a shot. Going to be knocked away by the Komets. Doesn't get through as Leonard blocked it. Puck comes into the Cincinnati zone up along the far side. And that's going to be tipped forward. Schumacher got a piece of it and into the Komet zone. Here's the shot, and it's going to be knocked down. Comes all the way onto the near side corner. Picked up by Mike Embach. Embach down the left side. Over to Cazzola. Cazzola on the right side. Carries it over. He's onside looking for Desjardins. Trying to drop it back to him. Now comes along the far side. Cazzola in front. Couldn't get a shot. Into the corner. Canodal will whip it around the boards. Binkley will go back into his own end. And he comes up along the far side. Binkley will dangle backwards, and he will move it over to Will Weber. Weber on the left side. Sends it right down the middle of the ice. Here's a backhander. Going to send it into Vicentin. He will stop it, and he will put it on the near side. Back up top of the blue line. Will Weber tries to get it in deep. Gets it onto the stick of Mantha.
Shot
comes up to Binkley. His shot is going to be knocked down. Goes back behind the net. And all the way back down low. Puck is still loose. And here's a shot by Thorne. As Binkley's going to get bumped as he unloads the puck into the corner. Mantha up after it. Mantha pushes it upstairs. Here's Binkley with a shot. That one will go well wide. And back behind the net, Stefan Thorne fighting for it in the corner. Comes up along the near side wall and all the way out of the zone. Binkley will knock it down. Comes up along the far side. Goes off the stick of Jamie Schaafsma. Komets will get a line change. Cyclones have it on the right wing. They bring it forward. Intercepted by Vail. Oh, it just rolled on him. Couldn't control it. And the Cyclones get it back. On the right side, it's Walsh. Walsh gets tangled up with Schumacher. And now up top of the blue line.
Hey, the body, guys. We're stick checking again.
His shot's going to be knocked down. Comes along the near side. It's picked up by the Komets. It's Mike Embach to Vail. Vail on the left side. Cross ice looking for Kyle Thomas. Shot off the boards. Just missed it. Comes up along the right side. Knocked down at the blue line. But Cincinnati, they pick it up. Coming on the right side. Here's Mulvey. With the body. Gets cut off by Schumacher. Puts it in front. Nice play by Brady. Vail disrupting the shot. Comes up top of the blue line. Now comes off the boards. Picked up by Embach. And he will send it over on the far wing to Kyle Thomas. Carries it over the blue line. Backhander. Tries to get it on the stick of Mike Embach. Going to be poked away and all the way down to the Komet blue line. Back on the near side. And that one will be an icing. 16:15 to go in the second period. Komets lead it 2-0. We'll be back. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WoWo.
Wonder what the outrageously energizing experience of Mountain Dew Kickstart is like? Well, it's like a combo of 3 awesome things. Dew, juice, and caffeine rebooting your entire personal operating system.
Mountain Dew Kickstart is in position for consumption. Release the Mountain Dew Kickstart. Mountain Dew Kickstart released. Experiencing a charge of Mountain Dew Kickstart now.
Mountain Dew Kickstart operation successful.
Roger that.
Get charged up with Mountain Dew Kickstart. Available in 10 energizing flavors like Midnight Rave. It all starts with a kick.
This is Comet Hockey.
Jay Alberani, Robbie Irons here tonight at Cincinnati. They've got the puck in the Comet zone as Frank Schumacher picks up the puck back behind the net, able to push it over to Mike Embach. Embach, with his patented big backhand, gets it all the way out of the zone, gets it to Vail, but the Komets are
Get over
offside.
that blue line. Vail, a little toe drag at the blue line, forced the man offside on the far wing. Face-off will come outside. It gives them a chance to change both lines up. And we played 4 minutes and 12 seconds. And really not a lot of action. Both goaltenders have had one save.
Face-off just outside the Cincinnati blue line. Cazzola on the drop. And it comes on along the near side, and it's picked up by Weber. Weber, cross-ice pass to Binkley. Goes off the boards, gets tangled up with the linesman. And the puck comes down to the left side to Will Weber. He'll spin it around. Byzantine tries to stop it, goes off the paddle of a stick, comes up along the near side. Cazzola with a backhander over to Thorne. Thorne looking for someone to give it to, comes down into the corner. Now up top to Will Weber, now to Kyle Thomas, who spun off the play, comes along the near side, and now up along the far boards. 15-16 to go in the second period, getting ready to get some bodies out of that penalty box. As it comes to Will Weber. Weber along the far side to Binkley. Return pass to Weber. Weber on the left side looking for Cazzola. A little too strong. Comes off the boards. And the puck rolls at the blue line. Binkley has got it. He's got Stefan Thorne. Thorne will come over the line. Drops it back to Kyle Thomas, who will snap one off.
Nice quick wrist shot.
Nice save by the goaltender. Everybody on their feet in the penalty box. It's about to get crowded again.
Yeah, there should be all out there right now as they all come out. The lines and steps between them, of course. There's 3 from the Komets and 3 from the Cincinnati. They all head to the benches, and that fills them up again.
Dan Milan appears to be okay. He comes out of the penalty box. So now everybody with a full complement of players out there. And the face-off to the right of the goaltender, Byzantine. Goes back behind the net. Here's Mantha. Mantha fights forward in the corner. Goes back behind the net. And now along the near side wall up to the blue line, and it comes free. Right side going to be brought into the Comet zone. Back behind the net, Bartus will stop it. Looking for someone to give it to has Follmer. Follmer picks it up on the far side. Shakes off some pressure from Hurd, and now the puck is going to come back to the blue line. Now back to LeBlanc for Cincinnati in neutral territory. Far side into the Comet zone, played off the glass. Kyle Follmer has it for the Komets. Got a man all over him. Up along the far side. Able to get it to Mantha. And Mantha will drop it right back to Follmer. Gets a little bit of room out there. Comes off the boards over the stick of Brady Vail. And it comes into the Cincinnati zone to Jacob Graves. Comes along the far side. And all the way into the Comet zone. It's going to be Leonard over to Thorne. Thorne can't control it. Sent back in deep into the Comet zone off the stick of Zombo. Komets now down in the corner. And now back behind the net. Now back in the corner. It's Vail. Tries to feed it up along the far wall. Komets can't keep an eye on it. Now it comes to Leonard. And Leonard will send it deep into the Cincinnati corner. And the Komets will get a line change. 13:28. Here we go. Another scrap. It's going to be Thorne dropping him. Yeah. It's going to be Thorne and Atwall. And Atwall drops him with Friedman there in that first period. And now Atwall hammering away at Thorne here on the near boards, right near the Cincinnati bench. And here's Thorne. Got another couple of rights in there. Atwall now loading up, and Thorne will take him down.
Flips him over. That's about an even match right there. Two big guys throwing a few punches, holding on a lot. And they probably flip each other over. Down they go. They'll head to the box, and they'll get 5 for fighting. That started out in the far corner, and Thorne got in there, played the body on the defenseman, and up he comes swinging.
13:23 to go in the second. Komets up 2-0. We'll take a break. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
It's time to celebrate. Tim Hortons is introducing new smoked ham as part of the 2 for $4 breakfast sandwich deal. That's 2 breakfast sandwiches with egg, American cheese, and your choice of sausage, bacon, or new smoked ham for only $4. It's the kind of deal that you should save for a special day of the week, like every day. Tim Hortons 2 for $4 breakfast sandwich deal at participating U.S. restaurants. Offer available on standard breakfast sandwiches and wraps for a limited time plus applicable taxes. Single sandwiches and wraps at regular price.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
Is going to pick up the extra 2, so the Komets will skate a man down for the second time this evening. They lead at 2-0, and the penalty-killing unit out there, and the face-off will be in the Komet zone.
Second chance for Cincinnati on the power play. Komets did a good job the first time, controlled it. Very few shots on goal.
Puck is dropped to the left of Bartus, comes up top of the blue line. Knodel takes a shot, going to go wide. Binkley will pick it up. Can't get it out of the zone. O'Donnell on the right side. Now LeBlanc stepping up top of the circle. Stepping in, and he is going to get cut off, and he's going to have to skate back up top. Knodel, high slot. LeBlanc, one-timer, going to be knocked down. Going to roll to Bartus. He pokes it aside, comes to Binkley. Binkley can't control it, but Schaafsma can. He will send it all the way down.
Kyle Thomas beating the man to it.
Winning the race. Can't control the puck, and here come the Cyclones on the attack. Down the right side, it's Walsh. Walsh centers it up, going to be pointed back over onto the far side. They try and center it, going to be deflected, comes up top. Here's a one-timer, that'll be missed, and coming off the boards on the right side. LeBlanc will hang on to it at the blue line. LeBlanc steps in, comes back behind the net, now back to LeBlanc. LeBlanc walking in, takes a shot, save made, Bartus hanging on.
Yeah, he took the post, held on to the post. He got pushed around a little bit at the net, complaining to the referee about it, but he made the save against the post, held on to the puck. Still power play, Cincy, 1 minute 1 second on it. They got themselves a couple of shots. Bartus come up big.
Cincinnati 15 shots on goal, and Garrett Bartus has turned away all of them. Face-off will stay in the Komet zone. It'll be Jordan Sims to take it for Cincinnati. It looks like it'll be number 71, Brady Vail, for the Komets.
Win the drawback, guys.
Komets playing without Bobby Shea tonight, who was called up to Rochester earlier in the week. Trevor Cheek is also out of the lineup, still on call-up with Tucson of the AHL. As Sean Szydlowski up along the far side, back out to Vail. The Komets are able to clear it, and the puck comes into the Cincinnati zone, into the corner, back behind the net, and it belongs to Reisling, and he will bring it forward up along the far boards, and the Cyclones get it to the Komet blue line. They're on sides on the far side. They put one out in front. Nobody home. Comes along the near side, and it's going to be cleared away by Curtis Leonard. Byzantine will stop it with 29 seconds to go on the power play. And the Cyclones got time for another rush. They quickly bring it down the ice. Here's Reisling. Tries to float it down to number 15. That's Colin Mulvey. And the Komets promptly send it right back down to Byzantine. It's Reisling up along the far side. Cross-ice pass, gets it into the Komet zone with 4 seconds to go on the power play. Nice job by Cazzola.
That'll kill it.
And it'll send it all the way into the Cincinnati zone.
All even, 5-on-5 again.
Over onto the right wing, Cazzola steps up, can't keep it in. Now it's going to trickle into the Komet zone. Follmer can't get to it first. Here's Hurd with it pushed off the play. Still out in front, now into the high slot. Here's the shot by Posta. That one's going to be knocked wide. Up along the near side, back behind the net, it's Ambrose. Far board, Cincinnati buzzing here. They come up
to
the
body, guys.
Poked away. Nice job
out there.
Follmer poked to the side. He blew a tire there at the center line. I think he's trying to get off the ice. Here's a shot and a goal.
Yep. Giveaway at the blue line. It got between the feet. They stole the puck. They walked in. They had the defense and back it up. Use them as a screen. Down low. They get on the board, Cincinnati.
It almost looked like Kyle Follmer had a skate problem right at the red line. He went down, and he goes off. He's going to go back into the equipment room to maybe get a skate repair, but that's kind of where that started, where the puck came loose, and Cincinnati cuts the lead in half, 2-1. We'll be back. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
Looking for an apartment? Enjoy carefree living at Steeplechase Apartments, one of Fort Wayne's newest luxury communities. Now renting 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Spacious apartments including appliances and granite countertops. And no more visiting the laundromat. Full-size washer and dryer is included. Also, stay in shape with their 24-hour full-service fitness center with tanning bed. It's all waiting for you at Steeplechase Apartments, conveniently located in Northwest Fort Wayne, just seconds from I-69. And now, back to Comet Hockey.
Shane, after the Comets just gave up their first goal of the game. 2-1 is the score, but the Comets go on the power play for the second time tonight. And the Comets on the power play. 22 goals this season on 108 chances.
Ambrose gets the goal.
And the goal does go to Seth Ambrose, his second of the season. So it's 2-1, Fort Wayne, Comets on a power play. Faced off to the left is Byzantine, comes up top of the blue line. Here is Binkley setting up over to Kyle Thomas. Thomas, top of the circle, takes the shot, the rebound. Schaafsma's there, couldn't bring it home. Comes on the right side. Here is Kyle Thomas. Thomas over to Szydlowski, going down low in front, tries to center. Here's a shot. Score! Kyle Thomas.
Nice little pass from behind the net by Schaafsma. He flips it right over the defensive stick, right on the stick of Kyle Thomas. He's done pretty tight, let the quick wrist shot go. He beats the goalie, power play goal. Comets go up 3-1.
Kyle Thomas puts the Comets back up by a pair. 3-1 is the score, 10:16 to go in the second period. And the Comets looking good here. We're almost about halfway through the second period. And it's on the power play.
Looked like Kyle Thomas from Schaafsma and Szydlowski may have been involved.
And now
they picked up a penalty.
Yes, Ambrose. It was after the play, it looked like. As we see the replay here, Schaafsma setting up Kyle Thomas for the score. And it happened down low in the corner after the play. Ambrose is going to get a call, it appears. They don't have the penalty up on the scoreboard yet, but Ambrose is in there.
Probably a 10-minute because they're not short ahead.
Yep, so we will skate 5-on-5 here. Comets are up by a pair. Here's Dan Milan back behind his own net. Plays it up along the near side. And it goes back behind the net for Leonard. Leonard now on the far boards. And a cross-ice pass comes to Desjardins, who has stood up at the blue line, and the Comets are going to be offside. Sean Szydlowski picks up the other assist.
So that's number 15 for Kyle Thomas, assisted from Schaafsma. Nice little flip pass from behind the net, right on his stick. He flipped it over the defensive stick, dropped right on Kyle Thomas' stick. Quick little wrist shot up high under the goal post. Comets get on the board on a power play goal.
And Kyle Thomas is now 5th in the ECHL among scorers, as he just passed Gregor Hansen of Allen on the list for this season. We will take a break. We got a timeout on the ice. You are listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
Here's some good policy from your local agent and Auto Owners Insurance. When your insurance policy comes from us, it comes with something extra, a real person. Don't buy from an insurance company with an 800 number and a voicemail menu. Auto Owners Insurance operates exclusively through local independent agencies, here to help you 24/7. Now that's good policy.
For all your insurance needs, visit Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne. Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Colligan & Company in Fort Wayne.
We are in the middle of the second period here at the Coliseum. Shane Alvarani, Robbie Irons with you here this evening. Comets up 3-1 on Cincinnati as the Comets get ready for the big showdown Saturday night, New Year's Eve against the Toledo Walleye. Get your tickets for that game at the Coliseum ticket office tomorrow, because already over 7,000 tickets have been sold, and we are expecting a huge crowd on New Year's Eve coming up this Saturday. 7:30 start time.
Shots 4-4 in this period. Goals 1 each for each team. We stand at 3-1. Komets leading.
9:52 to go in the second period. The face-off will be just outside of the Cincinnati blue line. It's going to be Devin Mantha on the face-off. He wins it cleanly, gets it to Leonard. Now to Milan. Now return pass to Curtis Leonard. He will get it deep into the Cincinnati zone. Byzantine will stop it, swings it along the far boards. Going to roll right in front of the net. Now back behind the net as Graves gets it up along the near wall. Big hit down in the corner. Desjardins hits the deck. Puck rolls back behind the net. Desjardins quickly pounces back on his feet and joins the play. Desjardins picks it up. Got stuck again by Graves. Him and Graves going at it with the 6 down low. Here's Milan with a shot. That's going to go wide. And back on the far side. Dominic Zombo gets it in to the opposite side. And coming forward here, the Cyclones. Comes to Dan Milan. Milan will send it over far side. Now it comes to Friedman. He will turn the corner. He will bring it back up ice for the Komets. His shot is going to be deflected, and it's going to grab the safety net, and we'll get a whistle with 9 minutes to go.
Komets, of course, on Saturday evening. Toledo. Big rivalry game. Toledo leading the league. All points, and pretty tough hockey team. Komets have played them a couple of times in Toledo and have not fared well against them. So tough challenge for them. But let's go after them with a little momentum tonight.
Face off in the Cincinnati zone. Here's Weber. Far side. Here's a shot.
On the net.
Down and a save made, and hanging on is the goaltender, Byzantine.
Yeah, Weber from the far side over there. Let the quick shot go. Pass it over. And then the Komets forward over there, Binkley. He always gets that shot on the net, Binkley. If he takes a look at it, right on the net, down low, the goalie makes the save.
Face off to the left of Byzantine. Down in the corner. Atwell plays it off the glass and out of the zone. Over onto the far side here is Will Weber. He will dish it all the way down low. Byzantine comes into the corner. And coming off the glass, it's Mike Embach. Embach gets tangled up with the defender. And out to Cazzola. Cazzola tries to get it in deep, but it's cut off by O'Donnell. O'Donnell now sends it over to Knodel. Knodel puts it out here onto the right side. It's going to be Posa. Him and Szydlowski fight for it. Takes his pocket. Szydlowski in front. Oh, look, it's Sid and Embach with a give and go, but Szydlowski just missed the net.
Yeah, the defenseman reached back and got a piece of it on him.
Coming down the right side, it's going to be LeBlanc. LeBlanc posts in front. They score. Oh, great scoring chance by the Komets. Yep, comes back the other direction. And Cincinnati pulls within 1 again.
Yeah, they broke over the blue line. The defenseman didn't get on the Cincinnati puck carrier quick enough. Gave him time to set up. Walsh hit it for the net. They fired to the goal mouth. He got a stick on it to tip it a bit between the legs. They get on the board, cut it to 3-2 again.
And Walsh just got enough of it to beat Bartus right between the legs. And it is 3-2. 1 goal game yet again. 8:12 to go in the second.
That came at 11:48. Walsh.
And the face-off coming back out to center ice. Komets have got it. Here is Follmer. Follmer comes off the boards. Going to come all the way down to Byzantine, who will wave off the icing. And here is going to be Follmer at the blue line. Follmer is going to come in back behind the net. Looking for Kyle Thomas. Comes up along the far board. Schumacher tries to cut it off, and O'Donnell picks it up. Komets have got numbers. They cross over the blue line. They've got O'Donnell pushed all the way wide as he crosses over the blue line. Comes down here to Follmer. Follmer up along the left wing, and he will pass it forward to Kyle Thomas. Thomas to the blue line. Pushed back up along the far boards. It's Ambrose, or Nick Hurd, rather. And he will put it on the stick of Knodel, and he will send it deep into the Komet zone. Kyle Follmer jabs at it, comes up along the far boards. Komets can't clear it. Cincinnati keeps it in deep. And now Follmer back behind the net, lost it to Hurd. Hurd has got it. And he stick handles around Schumacher. Schumacher now catches up to the puck along the far side. Kyle Thomas takes a hit, can't clear it. Here's a shot. Save made. Oh, it came right to Ambrose. Couldn't get a shot off.
In front.
And now it's picked up by Schaafsma.
Come on, guys. Let's get skating again.
To Kyle Thomas. He floats it in, and the Komets will get a line change. 6:55 to go in the second. 3-2 Komets. Cyclones have it back behind their own net. And they will play it forward. Cyclones will bring it in. They got a 2-on-1. Here's a shot and a save made. Loose puck. Oh, Bartus thought he had it. He dropped it right out of his glove.
Got a piece of it. Enough of it also.
Back on the right side, Mantha tries to clear it. Now Cincinnati taking the play here. Here's Leonard in front of his own net. Going to send it, going to go right up the middle of the ice. And no
waved
icing,
off.
Waved off. Rissling will play it up along the far side. Cincinnati's got it. Rissling will cut it towards the middle of the ice, carries it over the blue line. And that will be in offsides. We'll take a break. 6:16 to go in the second. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WoWo.
Fort Wayne's newest Northside Sports Bar is your place to see the big games, including pro and college. Doozy's Sports Bar and Grill next to Red River Steakhouse has become a fan favorite to see the best sports events with their incredible food and drink specials and wall-to-wall big flat screen TVs. Open daily 11 to 11 or later for the big games. Doozy's has daily lunch specials and is always the place to come out and watch the games. Doozy's next to Red River Steakhouse, just off I-69 at Coldwater Road in Washington Center.
You're listening to Comet Hockey.
On the right side wall. Goes down into the corner. Here's Cazzola down in the Cincinnati zone. Szydlowski tries to center it. Had a man. Cazzola can't get to it. He's cut off by the defender. Will Weber will wheel it around. Takes a funny hop. Comes out in front of the Cincinnati net and all the way down.
High stick.
Playing the puck with a high stick. And now Mike Embach is going to get tangled up. Him and Reisling. And Szydlowski in there as well. And looks like Rissling and Embach, they're going to square off. And Rissling gets a couple pokes in on Embach. Now Embach still on his feet, hugged up against the glass, avoids the right hand, and now Embach turns him around along the glass. And they will come apart. A little bit of a height advantage there for Rissling. Goes 6'4", and Mike Embach 5'10".
And Embach does all right against him. We'll have a penalty. We'll see Rissling. He's coming back over to his bench here, whether he's going to get 5+. The linesman's steering him there. He may have injured his hand, too. He's going down the trainer room right now.
That's what it looks like. As Sean Szydlowski came in defensive his teammate, he hopped on the back of Rissling, and then Rissling got loose, and he squared off with Mike Embach. So our referee, Stephen Thompson, is trying to get somebody in the bench or in the penalty box. And it's going to be LeBlanc to serve it. And now an extra 2 being put up on the board for Cincinnati.
Yeah, Rissling.
Here's the penalties for Cincinnati's number 81, Janan Rissling. 2 minutes instigation, 5 minutes fighting. For the Komets, number 15, Mike Embach, 5 minutes fighting. Time to penalty, 14 minutes, 17
Good call.
seconds.
We get the favor of that. Man advantage.
Rissling.
Komets 2 power plays tonight. We've got 1 goal. So this is the third chance with the man advantage. Power play will begin in the Cincinnati zone with 5:43 to go here in the second period. Komets up 3-2.
Cazzola out there, Schaafsma and everybody else. Szydlowski.
Binkley to Szydlowski, poked aside by Byzantine. Comes down into the corner. Komets trying to set something up, comes to the blue line. Here's Binkley.
Moves the puck.
Binkley to Kyle Thomas. Thomas stepping up, looking for a shot. Now he's going to back up towards the top of the circle. Now angle towards the boards. Goes down low to Szydlowski in front. Here's a shot that they have made. Cazzola right on the doorstep. And the Cyclones will clear it. Byzantine saw that one all the way. And he was able to make the stop. And Binkley has it for the Komets behind his goaltender, Garrett Bartus. On the far boards. Komets have got it at the blue line. It's Kyle Thomas over to Desjardins. Desjardins over the blue line, trying to go to Cazzola. Comes down into the corner. Desjardins takes a nice shoulder check, comes up along the near side, and back up to the blue line where the Cyclones will move it out. Back to Bartus. He will stop it with 1 minute to go on the power play. Binkley gathers it up for the Komets. He will bring it ahead. Puck comes over to Friedman. Floats it out in front, and it's going to be brought forward up along the left side for Mantha. Mantha and Graves, they tangle down low, comes up top. Here's Desjardins. His pass rolls off of his stick, and the Cyclones are able to skate it out. Far side,
up on him.
they bring it down. It is Hurd. Hurd comes up to the blue line, and now he's just playing a little game of keep away here with 35 seconds to go in the power play. Cyclones will get it into the Komet zone. Comes up along the near side. Here's Vail. 27 seconds to go on the power play. Komets got time for another rush. Cross-ice pass. They bring it up along the right side, and they bring it into the Cincinnati zone. Back behind the net. Comes up top to Desjardins. He will cycle it back down low. Off the stick of Friedman, comes up top of the blue line, and the Cyclones will clear it. And that's just about do it for the power play.
Yeah, they'll be back to 5-on-5 in 5 seconds.
3:44 to go in the second.
All even, Cincinnati, 5-on-5.
Komets are up 3-2. And here's Curtis Leonard looking for a little bit of space back behind the net. Leaves it for Szydlowski. Gets ahead of steam, comes up along the right side. He's cut off by O'Donnell, brings it up along the far side, and now all the way in. Atwell is there, takes a big hit from Mantha, comes up top of the circle in Cincinnati's zone. Here's a shot and a save made. Comes up on the near side, and it's going to be brought forward by Graves. Far side again. He thought about a shot. Going to come over here to O'Donnell on the near corner. O'Donnell, him and Follmer fighting for it. Along the wall. Here's a shot on Bartus. Save made. Rebound. And we got a penalty called. Yep. What a great save by Bartus. Play will continue. Kyle Thomas is going to pick it up.
Yep.
Slashing is the call. And right on the doorstep, Cincinnati had a player right in front. It was DeFulvis.
Yeah, he was there all by himself. He had time. He tried to throw it up high, but somehow Bartus got the leg out, knocked it down. And then Kyle Thomas, Thorne came across and buried him in front of the net there. Drew the penalty on it, but a big save by Bartus right now. Face off in the Komet zone. We're a man short. Slashing.
So almost a good penalty to take there for Thorne. Yep. As DeFulvis was all alone. Thorne was the only line of defense. Had to came in and wrap him up to force the rebound wide. So the Komets on the penalty kill as the face-off will split the defenseman. Going to come all the way down to Byzantine, and he will stop it with 2:50 to go in the period. Byzantine up along the far side. And the Cyclones will have it in their own zone. LeBlanc being chased by Kyle Thomas. And he forces him all the way back behind his own net. Knodel along the far side, dishes over to Walsh. Walsh on the right side takes a hit from Will Weber. Weber tries to get a piece of it. Knodel gathers it up. Here's a shot.
The net, rebound.
Made rebound left out. Here's another shot, and Bartus hanging on.
Yeah, the rebound was there. They got a whack at it. The defense did not aggressively go after the man, and they got the second shot. Bartus made the save, and the face-off will stay in the Komet zone with 1:23 power play time for Cincinnati. A little more aggressive, guys, on our end.
Face off to the right of Bartus. And it's going to be Nick Hurd to take it with Sean Szydlowski.
Vail out there, the other forward.
And the puck comes down into the corner, picked up by the Komets, comes off the boards and out of the zone. Cyclones have got it back in their own zone with 1:14 to go in this Cincinnati power play. Shane Walsh. He will bring it ahead, hits the neutral zone, comes along the right side, dishes in to the Komet corner, poked out, and here's Knodel. Has to retreat backwards, has to get his team back on side. Komets on the penalty kill here for another 54 seconds. Far side, Komets are up 3-2 as the play comes into the Komet zone. Up along the far boards. And we got a big pileup, Milan and Vail in there. Can't get it free, but Cincinnati, they will clear it themselves. Comes over the blue line. LeBlanc will go backwards. He's going to be chased by Vail. And look at this. LeBlanc still can't get loose of Vail. Has to get some help. And Knodel will bring it into the Komet zone. Up along the far side, along the boards with 26 seconds to go in the power play. Top of the circle, out top of the blue line. It's Knodel. Steps in front of it was Szydlowski. Back along the boards. And here's Walsh. Goes down low with 11 seconds to go on the power play. O'Donnell takes a whack from behind. Still on his feet. Still has the puck at the blue line now. And the Komets steal it back. Here's Szydlowski.
All even.
And it comes to Dan Milan. Plays it off the glass. And coming out of the box is Stefan Thorne.
Less than a minute.
47 seconds to go in the period. Komets up by 1. As the Cyclones bring it into the Komet zone, comes down into the corner here along the near side.